Hello, I'm Chef Alan, and I've been a caterer, a chef, culinary instructor for over 35 years. And today I want to show you how to make the most perfect Thanksgiving. Whether you're cooking for 2, 10, 20, 30, I want you to follow my techniques and you will be successful. Let me start with showing you the star of the show, our turkey, and all the other ingredients that we're going to need to work with today. This is all you need to make the most perfect turkey. So let's start. First of all, let's talk about the star, the turkey. Our turkey has not been brined. It is a store-bought turkey. Believe in brining, but not nowadays. If you don't have the space or the time, I believe these turkeys are self-basting. They'll do just fine without a brine. First of all, let's take a look at what we need to do to prepare the turkey. To thaw the turkey out, I like to give the turkey about 2 to 3 days in the refrigerator. If you give it 2 days, 3 days in the refrigerator, it'll thaw out perfect. If it's not quite thawed, run it under your sink with cold water. Don't put it in water and leave it at room temperature. Just run it under the water and let it thaw out. You can keep it in the bag and run it on top. Poke holes in the bag too if you want to, but you can thaw it out in the sink. That should take about 2 to 3 hours. First of all, let's take a look at what we have to look at in the turkey. We have the cavity here, and sometimes they tuck the neck or some bags in there. So always check to see that that's in there. Today they put the necks inside. So we're going to take out that neck and we're going to save it. We also have all this little baggie of things. You can save it to make a gravy if you want, but we're just going to put it to the side. But save the neck. We want the neck. I love to drain out all the juices from the turkey and let it run dry. And then I love to pat it dry really well. I love to pat it dry really, really well. Okay? Just like that. Get all the liquid off of it if you can on the top so that skin can crispy up. Second of all, these little plastic things that they give you, I like to take them out. They're easier to take out at the beginning rather than at the end. If you want, you can tie these together if you really like to. Second of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the turkey come up to room temperature for about an hour to 2 hours so that it is ready to go. And then I'm going to take these wings, I'm going to take them and I'm going to tuck them underneath the turkey like that and take that wing and tuck it underneath. That one didn't have one, so that's fine. We'll put that right there. Sometimes the turkeys come without a wing. It happens. I'll miss that when I eat it because I love the dark meat. Okay, we're going to let this turkey sit for a little bit while I prepare all the other ingredients. So here are our ingredients for our turkey. First of all, we have what we call our mirepoix, our carrots, our celery, and our onion. Okay, that's what we need for our vegetables. And I like to use a heavy duty hotel pan, just like this, or roasting plaque. This is perfect because it gives you nice weight handles to hold so that you can carry that safely. Many people buy an aluminum pan. If you're doing two pans, maybe you could use a restaurant hotel pan. Those work perfect as well, especially if you're doing two turkeys. You can put them in there and they'll fit in your oven perfectly. So get yourself a 2-inch full restaurant hotel pan. Okay, so now that we have our mirepoix and our other ingredients here, I like parsley to decorate at the end and parsley to put on top. I have my herbs, which is my rosemary, and I have my thyme as well. I also have 2 sticks of butter, which we're going to use to make the turkey more flavorful. And I'm going to show you how we're going to make that turkey butter that I'm going to tuck underneath the skin, and that way it will melt inside, and that'll be beautiful. We also have key ingredients, salt and pepper, and we also have garlic, which we need for flavor. Everything needs flavor. If you don't want to chop all the herbs, you can buy an Italian mix or an herb de Provence. Will give a lot of flavor on its own. It's beautiful, and we'll put that in and outside the turkey. I love it because it comes out with all the colors on the top. Okay, so let's begin with doing our mirepoix here. Okay, so I have my roasting plaque, and with my roasting plaque, remember that neck I told you about? I'm going to put that neck here. That's going to help elevate the turkey. You can cut that up if you like, but I'm just going to put it right there. Okay, next I'm going to chop up my celery, my carrots, and my onion. This is going to be on the bottom of my roasting plaque or my pan. This is going to elevate the turkey, and when those juices come down, give that liquid down there that we're going to make our gravy from a lot of flavor and juice out with the turkey. So let's begin. First, let's take our celery. Sometimes I buy the celery already cleaned and cut like that. It's much easier. I want a rough cut I'm going to use my technique here called the claw when I cut, and I'm going to cut down the celery just like that. Take it, put it in the bottom of our roasting pan, and that will give it just like that. We're going to put it right in the bottom of our roasting pan. All of our roasting plaque, all our vegetables are going to go there. You don't have to peel the carrots because I just washed them, and I'm going to go all the way down. Watch how I cut them. Just cut them nice, about 1/2-inch sizes. Thick is good. They will extract a lot of flavor out of there. If you don't want to use the ends, you don't have to. There's nothing wrong with using them because we're not going to eat these. We're just trying to get all the flavor we can out of our mirepoix and our turkey and our juices so that we have a lovely, fantastic flavored stock or liquid at the bottom of our pan. And that's going to make a beautiful gravy when we're all done. All right. Now I'm going to take my onion. And the way I like to cut an onion is I'm going to take off the top, the bottom, and the top. I'm going to take off that bottom right away. I don't like to because that's been in the ground. It could have dirt in there. And then I'm going to peel the onion right down like that. Peel it around with my little paring knife, and that gets the skin right off. Also, the faster you work with this, the less you're going to cry. So here we go like this. 1, 2, 3. Got that off. Now I'm going to cut the onion in half, just like that, using my technique, the claw, slice straight down. Then what I'm going to do, just chop the onion into big, thick pieces like that. All right. Put that into our roasting plaque. Use a sharp knife, and you won't cry so much. All right. There we go. Beautiful. That's good. Rough cut. That's what a mirepoix is all about. All right. There we go. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, that's our mirepoix in the pan, and I'm going to put a little bit more mirepoix in there too. Let me get this and that off my board, and then I'll start working with my next ingredients. Okay, next on my mirepoix list is going to be garlic. Okay, that's what I want to work with next. So how do I use garlic? I like to buy a whole bulb of garlic. Sometimes with the peeled stuff is a little dry. I like to stick my knife in between the cloves, or you can just take it and pound on it like that, and that'll open it up. Okay, that works just as good. And then what I like to do, take my knife and I like to just crush the garlic like that. I crush it, then I take my knife, my paring knife, and I can peel it real easy. Okay. It peels off real easy. There's lots of different ways we can peel garlic, and I'll teach you more of them later on. I'm going to get rid of all that skin. I'm going to show you how we chop this clove of garlic. Okay. Take your knife, put it right here, go crush like that. Okay. And then we just chop, 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 chop. All right. Just like that. What we're going to start using the garlic for is both for the rub on top of the turkey and inside the butter that I'm going to make as well. So let me start with that. So I'm going to make my herb butter now. I love making this herb butter. If I have extra, I save it. I don't like to waste anything. I can save the herb butter and use it for other ingredients. Okay, if I don't want to use the thyme, I take a little bit of rosemary, and I want to show you what else I do. I have a little trick. Some people like to baste the bird. I like to take this nice bunch or bouquet of herbs, and I love to wrap it up in the string, okay, like that. All right, and then I just tie it like a string and tie that up. And whenever I want to possibly baste the bird, I leave this inside and I'll take it out and I'll use that. So I get some more flavor out of it. It's all about getting flavor. And this won't disintegrate. I don't like to use a pastry brush and baste it because that pastry brush sits out and then bacteria grows on it. And I, I just don't like it. I like to use my herb brush that I make. It's fun and it smells great. And if you make enough of these, you can even use them as garnish or decorations on your plate, on your table. They look great at Thanksgiving. I always have these little vases or bodas around, and I fill them with herbs, and they make the house smell so beautiful too, and they look great on the table. So I like to have these around and use them. You can even cut a top out of a pumpkin and put them in a little pumpkin or a gourd. They look cute like that too. They're kind of fun to do. All right, next I'm going to take some parsley. Okay. And I like to just pull the stems off and the tops off. I like to use the stems. Don't throw the stems away. We're going to throw them in the bottom of our roasting plaque. They'll give more flavor as well. Everything we do is about trying to get flavor out of it. So I'm going to chop a little parsley. So I took all the stems off just like that. And then I'm going to take my knife and just give it a rough cut. I'm not too worried about getting it too fine because it's going to go through a long cooking process and it will cook down. Okay. Some people, if I'm going to garnish at the end with parsley, I'll really chop the parsley up and possibly even give it a rinse. But for this part of it, I'm going to just rough chop it like that. Put your hand on the back of the knife and rock through. It's kind of gentle, easy. This is my therapeutic part of cooking. I love doing this, and this doesn't take long at all to do. And that's a good rough chop right there. That's perfect for our herb butter. And we're just going to throw our ingredients in there. I got the garlic in there and that. For our thyme leaves that I like to add in there, what I do is I take the thyme like this and I go whoosh, just pull it down. Don't throw that away. Throw it in the bottom of our mirepoix. Okay, and the bottom of our roasting plaque. So we have all those ingredients in there giving us lots and lots of extra flavor. There we go. Just drip a few stalks like that, enough to cover the bird. Throw the stems in there, and we'll chop that up too a little bit. Okay. Many people add sage to it. I like sage on top. I use sage sometimes to roll it in. Sage is beautiful when it comes out at this time of year. Okay. And let's see. We have all that in there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we have our herbs in there, our parsley in there, our thyme. I'll show you how to do the rosemary now too. Okay. That just take it at the top and pull it straight down like that. Just pull it straight down. Don't throw that away. You can even throw it in the bird if you like, or put it this side. We're going to chop that up nicely too. Okay. Just like that. Mhm. Okay, so now I got my herbs here really nicely kind of chopped. I don't want them big because too big because these hard herbs they can kind of at the end kind of get caught in your throat. So I have that there. I'm going to take my room temperature butter. I'm going to chunk it up like that. And this is where it gets kind of, you could use a fork for this if you like, or a spatula. But I'm going to show you what I do. I put a little salt and pepper in there too. So get some salt and pepper. I'm going to use a little bit of my dried herbs just to show you that how nice they look in there. They look really well. I got my garlic in there. And all I'm going to do, and this is the way I do it at the restaurant, I'm just going to mash that up. Now, this is how I get Butterfingers at the end of the day. Butterfingers, you drop everything after that. But look how nice that herb butter looks. If you can make a herb butter for your table as well for your rolls. Just chop up some herbs or garlic or make a honey butter. Soften it to room temperature. Mix it in, and then you can put it back in the refrigerator in any shape you want. You can use a Parisian scoop and roll it. You could do little balls like this with it. You can have all types of fun with it. You can press it. You can do shapes with it. You can roll it in a log and cut it, but that's going to do perfect right there for us. That's all we want right there. Okay. And while I'm working with it, now I'm going to bring back my star of the show, my turkey, where we're going to start seasoning it. Okay. I'm going to get rid of that. I don't need it. Okay. And while I have my turkey out, all the juices out, I'm going to pull up on the skin a little bit, not to rip it, but just to stretch it out a little bit so I can get some of that butter underneath there. Okay. Just like that. Stick your hand in there, stretch it. It's fine. The skin's pretty tough. It'll take it. You can come up the back end too here if you want and get your fingers to touch. There you go. I got it all the way through. Okay. All the way through. All right. Beautiful. Then I'm going to take some of the butter. I'm going to put some of the butter in there. I'm going to put a little salt in there as well. And I'm going to take my hand like this. And I'm going to take the hand and I'm going to rub it inside the cavity because I want to get that flavor inside there. And that's going to be juice that comes out of there. So I want to get that flavored as well. And I'm also going to season really heavy on the outside of it. Kosher salt's good. Sea salt works. I like kosher salt on a turkey, but sea salt works fantastic. Sea salt's wonderful at the end of the day if you really like it. Then I get that softened butter in there and I push it all around. See how I pushed it all around? There you go. And I just take it and I mash it in there. Mash it in there. That's beautiful like that. All right. Get a little bit under the thigh, a little extra there. All right. There you go. That's that turkey. There you go. Push that butter all the way around. See the butter in there all patted around? Really nice. Okay. Now I'm going to take this, season it up again. Really going to rub it in. I want to get all the crevices of this turkey under the legs, thighs, the backbone. I want to get it all in there. Okay. Really rub that in nicely. Then I'm going to take some of this seasoning again that I had extra, put it right on the top, just like that, all the way around. All right, there you go. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Doesn't that look beautiful? Okay, it's going to come out that looking this beautiful too. Take your herbs and rub it on, rub it on. There you go. And that turkey is looking really good. What I like to do now is take a piece of string and I will tie these legs together a little bit here. Okay. You can trust the whole turkey if you want, but I just tie these two legs together. I know that plastic piece was there, but I don't like it. It annoys me when I'm trying to cut the turkey later and I got to pull that all out. This I can just cut the string one, two, three, and pull it right out. Okay, there you go. Pull the skin over. All right, and I will now do what I've been waiting to do. Take it, and I'm going to transfer it to my pan right here. This kind of elevates it out. You could use a rack if you like, but I like my Mirepoix. I really love my Mirepoix. I'll take my beautiful turkey, elevate it right up there, okay? And that turkey is now beautiful. Tuck that skin up, okay? And I'm going to go into a preheated 325-degree oven, all right? And I estimate that it's going to take about 15 minutes per pound is basically what it will take. So this turkey is about 10 to 11 pounds. So I'm anywhere about 2.5 hours. I'm going to use a good thermometer and probe it at the best spot, right here at the thickest part of the breast and possibly right in between the leg muscle right there. I got good amount of turkey on it, good amount of seasoning on my turkey, and I'm ready to put my baby in the oven. When it gets a nice golden brown on the outside and a nice crispy skin, I'm going to tent it lightly, not too much. You could decide to tent it at the beginning and take it off and brown it at the end. It all depends. That's a matter of preference. So I'm going to put my baby into the oven here for 2.5 hours. Make sure you adjust your racks before you do this. Okay, I've adjusted my racks. They're at perfect height. I have plenty of room for my turkey now. I have two heavy handles here, and I'm going into the oven. There you go. And I'll see you when this turkey comes out. And this is our turkey in about an hour after we put it in the oven. Doing beautiful. No need to touch it right now. Just let it cook. Okay, now that we've let our turkey rest, it's time to uncover it and carve it. I'm going to show you how to carve a turkey at Thanksgiving and not to be afraid to carve this. First of all, we'll take out our little bouquet there. I'm going to show you that everything is beautifully cooked, how well rested it is. I'm going to take off this little bit of string that I put on. This is why I like this string instead of the plastic bit. It comes off so much easier. I don't have to fuss with it and reach inside and pull anything out and that. And so now what I like to do is I'm going to carve off the legs first. Make it nice and easy. Just those legs peel right down. They'll carve right off, and you're going to carve towards the bone, right down. And if you just snap this leg down like that, just give it a little bit of a pull right there, this leg will come right off. There you go. See how that comes right off right there at the bone? It pops right back like that beautifully. And I'm even going to be able to get some of the oyster out. See all the juice in there? That's how juicy our turkey is. So now we'll take off this leg right there, cut it right at the leg. There you go, right there. Beautiful. Sometimes there's always a little scrap for the chef right here. Let's try it. So good. That is good. Okay, I'm going to carve right here, right down. I'm going to pull this one back as well. I'm going to snap that back. Oh, look at all that juice coming out. Oh, beautiful. Okay, here we go. Carve around that bone. Get his knife under there as far as you can. We're going to take that back. I'm a dark meat person. I love the dark meat of a turkey. Okay, let's carve that down. This will pull right off now. Okay, watch this. There we go. Right there. Carve it right off. And we're going to cut that right there. Okay. There we are. I got my two legs off right there. Now we're going to go for the wings. I'm going to take the wings, and they can just be pulled right back like that, and they will come right off as well. Okay, just pull it right back and just carve it right there, right through, and you'll get that right off. Okay, comes out real easy there. We'll take off that wing right there, and then we'll take off this wing. Just pull it back a little bit. There you go. Get right underneath that part right there, and the wing should come right off. Give it a little release. There you go there. Okay, now let's get to the breast. That's the one everyone gets worried about. Is there going to be enough breast? Let's see how to take off this breast meat. What I like to do is we're going to carve right down the center of the turkey, right here on what we call the keel bone of the turkey. And we're going to hold it and carve right down like that. There we go. And we're going to peel this breast back gently. It's going to carve right down. Okay. Nice. Beautiful. Okay. Breast comes right off. And we're going to put that right there like that. Here's another little sample for the chef. Watch this. In the gravy that we made, little sample for the chef. Mm, delicious. Mm. Right here, go right down to the back. Okay. We're going to carve that right off. I'm going to turn it towards me a little bit. It's easier to work with. I'm going to carve right down off the bone this turkey comes. I never throw the carcass away. What I'm going to do with the carcass is make turkey soup. Okay. And I'm going to pick off, or chicken pot pie. I'm going to take this later and pick off all the parts of the turkey. Okay. So I'm just going to move this to my plate over here. All right. And now let's work with the turkey parts. I like to carve up the legs and everything for everybody. I'll cut that right there. I like for these to be display. So let me bring in my platter that I have. I'm going to put the right there. And you could do this right in the kitchen or at the table. A little hard at the table, but there you go right there. Then I like to take the dark meat. I like to take some of the dark meat off of one leg. Okay. Put that out there for everybody. And then I like to leave the other one there for presentation, or the wings there for presentation. Okay. So I can scrape that right down, and I can just get on and pull off some of that meat right there like that. And there we go. We got some dark meat there for everybody. We can do the other one. We got the other thigh right here. Sometimes it just falls right off the bone for us, so it comes right off. Real easy to pull it apart. Wear gloves, pull it apart. Present the turkey, bring it in the kitchen, and carve it. Make your life easy. Okay. Now we have that. I'm going to take these two wings. I'm going to put them at the back of the platter here. Okay. Save those bones. They're going to go with the turkey for stock and for our delicious meal of turkey pot pie. Now I'm going to take the turkey and I'm going to slice the breast a little bit on an angle, just like this. Nice pieces. So the breast is presentable, easy to carve. Look at that, no trouble whatsoever. It takes a few minutes. While everyone's getting their sides, you can be carving. And there you go. I'll take this breast here, and I'm going to put it right there. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay, and I'm going to carve this one same way. And there's plenty. A 10-pound turkey should feed 8 to 10 people with all the sides without any problem. I always use a cutting board, possibly with a rim, or I put a sheet pan below my carving board. That will help. If not, put plenty of towels underneath because there will be a lot of liquid. Okay, that's down. I'm going to take my knife, slide it up, and there you go. You've got turkey for Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy this recipe, and I hope you follow me for more. Please enjoy your family, enjoy your loved ones, and have a happy, happy Thanksgiving from all of us.